If you could sit down with yourself in 5 years, what would your ideal world look like? And if you actually stop for a moment and really think about all of the things that you've done over the last 5 years in your life, I can guarantee that your world has changed dramatically. The problem is so many investors and so many people can't see 5 years into their future. They don't have the ability to see where they want to be. They don't make the time to sit down and plan for where they want to be, and they can't see clearly exactly how their life would look. And secondly, they don't take the time to pat themselves on the back and go, oh my God, look at where we are from where we were 5 years ago. We've grown so much. We've done so much together. I've done so much on my own, and I'm a significantly better person now than I was at that time back then. Or at least, if you're leading the life that you should be leading, that's how you should be feeling. So my question to you today is, when are you actually going to stop talking about it? When are you going to stop talking shit and actually get off your ass and have an actual go at achieving the life that you truly want to achieve? How long have you been putting off your health? How long have you been putting off building the relationships in your life and creating the life that you want? How long have you been talking about that job that you fucking hate? How long have you been talking about investing in property or starting a business or traveling and not actually taking any action? So hopefully this video is the shot in the arm or the kick in the fucking ass that you need, the slap over the back of the head to actually have a crack, because the reality is you're going to be on the pension faster than you think you are if you do nothing, and we only live once. So you might as well make the most of this opportunity in life and lead a full life, as opposed to finishing your life with regrets or being another one of those shit talkers that talk about everything that they could have done and never actually went and did anything. So some of these ideas are directly taken from the Barefoot Investor. Some of these ideas are my own, but the reality is we start with one thing, and that is a vision for our future. The first thing we start with is a clear vision for our future. So sit down tonight, and if you're on your own, do it yourself. If you have a partner or you're in a relationship, sit down with that person and actually think about, you don't have to plan for it, you don't have to do anything but go, where would I love to be 5 years from today? What would my ideal life look like? Who would I be spending time with? What would I be doing? And I can guarantee this, if you could design your life, you wouldn't be working like a slave for the next 5 years or in 5 years' time. You'd be traveling, you'd be spending time with people you care about, you'd be working towards financial freedom, or you'd already be there, and you'd be doing the things that you enjoy, having the choices in your life that make your life feel meaningful for you. So start with your vision. Now, some of these ideas I think are absolutely gold, because we underestimate what we can do in a 5-year period and we completely overestimate what we can do in 12 months. And so many investors out there want to get rich quick, but I can tell you that it takes a lot longer than you expect to get financially free. But if you have the right plan, the right strategy, and you are disciplined and consistently execute on it, then you can set yourself up in an incredible position. So one thing that you could do from 5 years from today is you could actually buy your dream home. The reality of your dream home being out of your reach is only in your mind. Now, an example of this is if you and your partner have a combined annual income of $120,000, and over the next 5 years, you can actually get your shit together with your savings and stop talking about it and live off one of those incomes. So live off 50 or 60 grand a year and save the entire other income. In the next 5 years, I believe that you should be able to save at least $200,000, which would be a full deposit plus the closing costs associated with going out there and buying your dream home. Now, for some of you, buying your dream home isn't going to be important. For some of you, you're sitting there right now going, how the hell am I ever going to buy my dream home? It's not going to happen easily. It's going to take sacrifice. It's going to take time. It's going to take 5 years, but in 5 years' time, you could have $200,000 savings, which is a deposit for an incredible property, your dream home, and you could move into that. And how much better would your life and lifestyle be if you could have what it is that you've always wanted, that you probably are pretending that you don't want, just because prices in Sydney and Melbourne are fucking expensive right now. But I can guarantee you they will be affordable again, and there will be a time in the future to buy there again safely, securely, and do very well out of those markets. Now, another thing you could do if you're a little bit older is you could actually grow your super exponentially. Now, if you're at that age, I think it's over 50, I think you can contribute $25,000 per year and your wife can contribute $25,000 per year, which means that over the next 5 years, if you've got a good salary and a good income and you're prepared to put your head and foot down, you could grow your super by $250,000. Now, how much better off would that make your retirement? That's not including any gains that you get in the marketplace. So whether the market goes up, down or sideways, worst case scenario, you'll be 250 grand better off. Best case scenario, you'll be exponentially better off than that. A third option for you, if you already own your own home or own investment property, is you could put your head down and by just paying an extra $500 off per month on your principal on your investment property, you could save yourself, according to the Barefoot Investor, up to $100,000 over the term of your loan or your home loan, and actually save yourself up to 10 years of the time of your loan just by paying that little bit of extra principal a little bit sooner and upfront. So you could be exponentially better off. If you don't want to be investing anymore, if you just want to pay off your home, then put your head down, find that extra $500 a month and save yourself 10 years of work, because that's 10 years that you don't have to work to pay off your home loan in the future. Now, the fourth thing that I love that the Barefoot Investor mentioned is 5 years from now, you could have completely rebuilt a new career. So many people I talk to as a buyer's agent that's helped buy over $350 million worth of property for clients in Sydney and Brisbane is that people are just hating their work. They hate what they do. They can't stand it, whether it's their boss, the culture of their business, the fact that they're just bending over backwards all the time and not being appreciated, or they just don't enjoy what they do. 5 years from today, you could be completely retrained in a new space. You could be doing something that you enjoy, or something that makes 2 or 3 times more money than you make today. Or maybe even you could be lucky enough to find your passion or something that you enjoy that you can also make a lot of money out of in the future as well with that skill set. But just because you hate where you're at today and you've invested time in that before, doesn't mean that you can't re-educate yourself, change your future, change your life, and move towards where it is that you want to be. If you're sick of making 60 grand a year and you can't see how you're going to make that more money than that in the future, then go retrain yourself in a career that pays $100,000, $200,000 per year. If you hate your job, then spend some time learning, enjoying what it is that makes sense for you, and then go train yourself in that space. And I've done that before. I've taken a massive pay cut to actually build the right skill set that would set me up to run a business in the future and to do what I love, which is property. But you've got to start somewhere, and you know if you're miserable today, you're going to be more miserable in 5 years unless you can either change your mindset or change the environment that you're doing your work in. So why not build a new career over the next 5 years and change what it is that you're looking to do? Now, the fifth thing is you could go out there and build a business. I've talked about this in other videos before, but building a business feels a lot like jumping out of a parachute with your arms in the air and not knowing if the parachute's going to open or not if you haven't done it before. But if you have the right skill set and it's the right time in the marketplace, then it can be actually just like stepping off a little gutter, and it can be a hell of a lot of fun. It can rapidly increase your income and put you in such a better position in the future. Another thing that you could do over the next 5 years is you could actually build the foundation for financial freedom in the future, and you could do that through property. So a simple idea that Ryan and I from On Property had is this 2 properties plus 2 granny flat strategy. Now, it takes time, there's no getting rich quick, but it could enable you in 15 to 30 years time to be completely financially free without ever worrying about the security of your future, or being on the pension, or being broke at a stage of life where you don't want to be there. The strategy is simple. Over the next 5 years, figure out a way to buy one high quality house, then another high quality house, build granny flats on each of them, and 15 years time from now, hopefully the income of that house and granny flat is about $1,000 a week per house and granny flat, which is around about that $100,000 a year of income in your pocket for life. Now, once you've bought the house, built the granny flat, bought the house, built the granny flat, you simply have to figure out a way to pay it off over time, which I'm not saying it's going to be easy, but that's a creative problem that humans love to solve. If you ask someone a question, they love to answer it. They love to fix problems. We love to problem solve. That's why our brains work the way that we do, and that's why our hands work the way that we do. So, that's your problem to solve in the future. How are you going to pay it off? You could earn more money, you could pay off more debt, you could buy another property and use that, you could start a business, you can invest in shares and use those gains to pay off property. But it is a reality that 15, 20, 25 years from now, you could be fully financially free, getting a great passive income for life through properties or through shares or whatever it is that you want to do. Now, what I love about getting started today as opposed to tomorrow is it gives you the best opportunity to set yourself up for the future. Whether your thing is business, whether it's stocks and shares, whether it's property, whether it's crypto or something else, you have the ability to educate yourself today to build a foundation of knowledge that you can use to set up your life, that you can use to set up your family's life, and that you can use to completely change your destiny and your financial position down the line in the future. But everybody that I know that has created financial freedom in their life at an age where they're still young enough to fucking enjoy it, who wants to be like the dude getting buried with all of the money that, bought the jet ski when he was 85 years of age and never got to ride it because his hip was stuffed? You know what I mean? Like, I want you to have choices in your life sooner so that you can do what it is that you enjoy sooner without having to stress on this stuff. So everybody that I know takes action today. The great Dennis Waitley said, success and winning is an action and a daily habit. It is not a one-time off thing. So get used to doing little things daily. Get used to doing things weekly, monthly, and yearly, and I promise you that everything will change, because the choices that you could have in 5 years' time, whether it's more money in super, a good chunk of your property paid off, the deposit ready for your dream home, a business, a new career, a property portfolio that's going to enable you to be financially free in the future once time takes over and allows you to do that, is going to enable you to go part-time in your work in 5 years' time, to work less but earn more. It could enable you to travel, enable you to volunteer, spend more time with your family, with your friends, to train more, to do whatever it is that you actually want to do that you don't let yourself do right now because you're stuck going to work for 40 hours a week, or commuting another 10 hours a week on top of that, plus mucking around with getting ready so that you look good for your job on top of that, and then all the mental stress and anxiety and all of the depression and fear that you feel around having to continue to do that without a solution for your future. So there are so many ways to get ahead in 5 years. Do not underestimate how much you can change your life. In 5 years, I've had children, I've got married, I've got engaged, I've bought 6 or 7 properties, I've started a bunch of businesses, I've sold businesses. It's been a fucking crazy ride. I've been through ups and downs, anxiety, stages of depression, stages of full euphoria and happiness. But what I've learned from all of that crazy is that a life with choices is a life where you get to live the way that you want to lead your life, and you don't have to work that shithole job forever. You can change your stars if you're starting off with nothing like I have, and you can completely set yourself and your family up, or your future family up, for what it is that you really want. And you really can have it all. You don't have to chase the Lambos and the Beamers like every other dickhead is saying on social media right now and live the high life. You can just live a great life with choices where you've replaced your current annual salary and you get to do you. So if you haven't already done so, please subscribe to the YouTube channel. Please check us out at the Pumped On Property Show podcast, which is available on Apple and Spotify. And just good luck. Go out there and have a crack. Stop fucking delaying it. Stop talking shit about it and get on with your own life. Get investing and get yourself financially free so that you can have choices to be who it is that you want to be on that day of the week. Good luck, guys, and I wish you all the best.